Oh, hello students. On lecture 5, we're going to go through some of the lines of the palm. In the last module, we covered generalities and attributes, kind of key attributes of the mounds, the 7 mounds of the hand. And today we're going to continue just with some generalities of the lines. Like I was saying previously, we're going to be learning all of these much more later on over the next modules. So the lines of the palm are the rivers of energy in the map of the hand. There are 6 major lines and numerous minor ones. In this brief overview, we will only cover the major lines at this point. Both the major and minor lines will be covered in detail later in successive modules. So every hand typically has a headline, a hard line, and a lifeline. While considered to be major lines, the lines of Saturn, Apollo, and Mercury appear much less frequently. You can go ahead and look at your hand and compare. See if you can see the headline. See if you can see the lifeline. And see if you can see the lifeline. When examining a line, the depth of the channel it cuts and the clarity of the line determine its strength. So, let me explain. When a line is deep and clear, the aspect represented by the line is functioning well. So you want to see the line deep and clear. That means that the aspect in your life is functioning well. When a line is thin or broken, the aspect of the person is weak or being challenged. Do not be frightened by a delicate line. Lines change more easily than any other part of the hand. They are there for guidance and to show you where you should focus more. While etched into the hand, lines are not cut in stone. Their ability to change shows us that fate is fluid. Now let's talk about the major lines. The heart line. The heart line indicates the physical state of the heart and the emotional capability of the individual. The line begins near the mount of Jupiter and runs across the hand. I'm going to give you a moment just to look on your own hand. So we're looking for the heart line now. Begins near the mount of Jupiter. And as you can see, we're looking at a left hand here. Okay? You find it? So, it begins under the mount of Jupiter, close to the beginning of the lifeline. When the line is clear, the person can think clearly, concentrate, and has good memory. When the line is thin or chain, the mental power is weakened and the individual may experience confusion and lack of focus. Occasionally, the head and the heart lines combine into one line. This is called the Simian Line. And let me show you, I'm going to pass to another. As you can see here, the head and the heart lines are combined into one line, and this is called the Simian Line. It indicates that the head and the heart function as one. Not everybody might show this line. The Simian Line bestows intensity and depth of focus. For those with the Simian Line, thinking has an emotional quality to it, and their emotions are influenced by the mind. Now let's talk about the lifeline. Let's come back up and look up the lifeline. The lifeline encircles the thumb in a wide arc. It provides information about a person's vitality and ability to resist illness. It does not tell the length of one's life, but it records how long energy will be the gift. When the line is deep and clear, the person's energy and the ability to recuperate is strong. When the line is thin, broken, or chained, energy runs low and the ability to withstand illness is diminished. The Saturn line will be the next one we're going to cover. The Saturn line, also known as the line of security and the line of fate, represents how secure the person feels. This can be based on internal or external factors. The line begins near the wrist. As you can see in the picture, this one picture is maybe a little bit lower, will be more accurate. But this was just to show you where it begins. But it can begin near the wrist and run upward towards the mount of Saturn. Every change in the line indicates a new cycle of life. When the line is deep and clear, the person feels secure and conditions are favorable for any undertaking. When the line is missing or defective, however, the person must work twice as hard. Many people who are self-made successes have no line of Saturn, which is really interesting, right? Now, the Apollo line is also called the line of art or the line of recognition. This line appears rarely, but when it does, it confers creative ability and the possibility of recognition in the person's chosen field. This line runs from the wrist up towards the mount of Apollo. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys one line of Apollo. So give me just 1 second to flip to another slide. So I just wanted to show you, I know we talked about the mount of Apollo before, so you can see where the Apollo finger is. And you can see how the line, because it's extremely rare. So if you have a line that goes straight like that, it's extremely rare. But if you do, you're definitely an artist. And it creates, like we said, it confers creative ability. So this line runs from the wrist up towards the mount of Apollo. Now the Mercury line, which is the next one that we're going to be talking about, the Mercury line, is also referred to as the line of health. This line appears in less than 50% of hands. A person can have excellent health with or without this line. So if you see that somebody doesn't have it, that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with their health. Now, the Mercury line describes certain distinct health issues, mostly dealing with the digestive system and the liver. If it is deep and clear, then it will confer good health and improve even a delicate lifeline. It is valuable to take some time to become familiar with all this basic information about the mounts and the lines, as this will give you a greater appreciation of the information that we will cover later on basic modifiers. Remember, there's a lot of people in the world, and even though we're gonna learn about the mounts and we're gonna learn about the major lines and minor lines, there's a lot of information that we're gonna be adding little by little. So you get to know the generalities first. Try to locate them in your hand. That will be the first thing that you need to do while we're going through these examples and lessons. And later on, you can get really good at knowing much more and little details and symbols that hands have part of. So thank you so much. In the next module, we're going to learn about how to read always both hands during a reading.